Hello all, welcome to PMC. Today we have Ayyappa Pindi with us, senior most pyramid master who came into meditation very young, but he has done great things at a very, very young age. Let's know about him in detail and let's hear from him. Welcome, Ayyappa.
Thank you, Sampath.
Very nice to meet you.
It's my pleasure.
So, we met before many a time, but today, on behalf of PMC, it's a pleasure to know you. For the people who don't know you at all, so let's start from the beginning.
I was born in Chennai, the year 1981. So at the age of 13, 14, I used to observe a lot. I used to observe people a lot, their expressions, their thoughts. I used to read their thoughts. I don't know how it came, but I used to read everybody's thoughts from the childhood. Then I understood that life is very routine and mundane. I don't like routine lives. So I planned for suicide twice. Literally, I failed. Post that, I thought, okay, let me live and see what happens to life. So that was my first attempt out of the regularity. Post that, there was the first death that happened in the house. That is my most memorable and remarkable change that has brought in my life. It was a shocker for everybody. Everybody was crying. I was not crying. She's my aunt. But my uncle, who is a Kundalini meditation master, he said one statement that has changed my life. I have to thank him. He said he saw the soul of my aunt. That's the first time ever I heard that word soul. Then I asked him only one question, I need to see. Then he said you need to wait for 18 years. You have to wait for 18 years. You have to go through a lot of bhakti yoga, then we will teach you Kundalini meditation. Which never happened. But I went into all those, whatever he said. I went into multiple meditations. Wherever there is a Swamiji, I go and sit to see. But nowhere that my inner was connecting. Then I joined my BTech IT engineering. The final year, one of my aunt told me that there is a free meditation somebody is teaching. So I went to the Jyoti Madam's house in Chennai, 2004, February 2nd, 6 p.m. Girija Rajanji, many of us know her. And Rajan sir, of course. So when they both came and sat, the moment I saw, I thought, what kind of Swamiji is? He is nicely shaved. He has a belt and a tucked shirt. What kind of Swamiji is? What he is going to teach? But when I saw Girija Madam, there was a lot of tejas in her face. So I did meditation there. I got an inner message. This is what you are searching for. So that was my first moment of experience. On the same night when I meditated in the dark room, I started seeing everything. I got a doubt whether am I opening my eyes. So when I remove my spectacle, after 5 feet nothing is visible for me. So it is impossible for me to see. But I just kept my fingers on my eyes to check. Eyes were closed. It's a very weird experience for me. The next day when I told to Girija Madam, she said your third eye is opened. That is how my journey of spirituality started.
So, before getting into spirituality, how was your family like? What kind of people they are like?
I was born in a vegetarian family. My dad is two brothers. They are all like core business people. They are one of the top business people in Chennai city, Paris. Everybody knows that. It's a very popular place. They are into the wholesale groundnuts selling and the 60 years plus, a very old traditional way of thinking. And I lived in a joint family of 12 people. And nowhere I remember where we can talk. There's a movie in Telugu, Suryavamsam. So I always tell people that movie was directed after looking to my family. So that's how things went. There's no freedom for us. Whatever they say, we need to listen. How much, what we should eat, what we should speak, what not, what to sleep, when to sleep, where to sleep, everything is defined. We cannot go outside the boundary. That was my childhood. That was one of the reasons I got frustrated in the childhood. So I can't follow something routine, but I just lived there. They are very good people, they're very kind hearted, vegetarians, but they do a lot of bhakti yoga but nowhere into meditations. The only advantage is my dad, I used to see him only in the Sunday second half. By the time I wake up, he's in the shop. By the time I sleep, he's still in the shop. Only the second of dad, Sunday evening dad. And my mom, she never interferes. She will be in her own loka, in her emotions and thoughts. In that way, they did not interfere in my personal life. No instructions given. I was just born, I was just thinking and I was living as in how the nature is giving me the shape. And I used to be not an introvert, but I used to look at people very deeply. I have my sister, but there's no bonding with my sister. So that's how my whole childhood was. But in the school, I love attention. I'm a guy who wants attention. So I saw what will make people look at me. So I started learning music in the school. So I'm a great trumpet player. So when I play trumpet, the whole school looks at me. And I used to play film songs during the march past, which makes them laugh. So I am a favorite student of my music teacher. It's a random, it's like whatever music I hear, I can reproduce. It was all Western music, piano, guitar, sometimes tabla, trumpet. I was in a chorus of Christianity schools. Such a beautiful chorus. My master used to say, you have a beautiful voice, gifted voice. The school days went like that. And there was no spirituality there. So that's my family. And after I went to the college, I said I was a BTech IT graduate in 2004. That's when I came into meditation, just before my final examinations.
So what was meditation to your family?
Meditation, according to them, is something which has to be done in the old age. And since my behavior and attitude towards the Bhakti Yoga totally changed, they were like worried. This guy used to go to temples, now he's not going. He used to do pujas, now he's not doing. What's happening? They know, but they act like they don't know. They meditate, but they don't tell me. But I know they are meditating. And they are pure, very pure. My mother heart is very pure. That's why I've chosen her. And my sister, she does some other meditation. It's okay. And my sister can see a lot of physical things. So once she came to my house, in the night she opened her eyes, she saw spaceships going. In the morning she said small spaceships are going in your house. I said you need to meditate, otherwise you don't understand. From your past life, all your practices is making you to see the realities where our physical eyes don't see. But you need to meditate, only then you understand. It's up to her. And my mom and dad, I brought them to Pyramid Valley once, made them sit in the king's chamber. Then I got a message in Telugu, Ila runam teeskuntunnava ani. So that was one of the beautiful moments. So I said, whenever they require any support, I am there because my dharma. But whether to meditate or not, it's their choice.
So tell me about your sadhana practice.
I waited from age 14 to 21 very rigorously, 7 years of such. I have to find a guru. I need to meditate because I know what heights I will reach. When I got meditation introduced day one, at the same day I started teaching. Because that same day my third eye is open. I didn't waste even a single day. And I used to meditate 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, whole night. I don't have money way back in 2004. At that time the pyramid 2x2 was costing 2000. When I asked, I got a very bitter answer. So I thought, I was reading a book of Patriji. He said, make your own creation, enjoy your creation. Then I went to the stationery, I bought all the thermocols. I cut into all the internet was very budding stage. But since IT graduate, I searched the dimensions. I made my own pyramid. And I tied and I used to sleep under it. I used to meditate under it. That was my first experience. So under that, I used to meditate for hours and hours. And I used to buy books a lot. I have so far read more than 2000 books on spirituality, multiple topics. I'm a voracious reader. Wherever books are my best friends. And whatever I read, I share. And whoever I see, I teach meditation. So this is what my sadhana. Initially I was meditating a lot. Later I understood I'm here to teach more, not to meditate more.
So your favorite books?
My all-time favorite is Osho books.
Okay.
Because I know, I love the openness, the way he speaks, it resonates what I am. Outright, cut right. After Patriji and Osho, I have not seen anybody like that. One of the guys, you, sometimes I see you are also very open. Very rarely people open up. You need to open. And when I read Osho books, it was full of openness. Wow. And I read Torkom Seradarian books. This is like something which even meditators can't understand. Very such a deep subject. So I used to read whatever books it comes, because we don't restrict any one particular area of study. So I read all the books. So my first meditator friend, Vamsi Krishna, so he took me to Landmark and he showed me all the spiritual section books. That time I was working in a call center, so I used to get a salary of 10,000, pay half the bill for my girlfriend's phone bill, and remaining money I used to buy one Osho book, read, and then give it to others. So that's how my spirituality reading books has started. Such a beautiful journey. And Vamsi buy a lot of books. He anyway don't read, so I take and read.
Good. All right. Let's hear about your work, career.
Yeah, so people ask me, what is your hobby? I say I go to office. So going to office is my hobby, but my career is spirituality. But I had passion on computers a lot. Where it started, when I was in my 6th class, one of my cousin, he bought the first computer in his house, which he never allowed me to touch. And once I touched, it crashed. That was a disaster. So I always had that passion of computers. So at my 8th grade, I know Unix and C programming. So computers were always passion for me. I was a great programmer way back. But I didn't get enough opportunity and a machine to work until I joined my engineering first year. So I always had that passion of that computer. I had to do something. Because my cousin is my inspiration. So in that lines, after in the schools, they used to teach basic programming. It's like I know already C++, Unix, what they are teaching. Then I understood. I went to a lot of courses. I learned so much. And I finally joined my BTech IT graduation. So I enjoyed. Whenever I'm in front of my computer, I see myself. Elsewhere, I am lost. Because I was not a meditator back then. When I'm in my front of the system, you should see my energy. I love, whether I work or not, even now, I always open my laptop and sit. You would have observed many times. So that gives me some zeal and energy. In front of the computer, I am alive. So I learned so many programmings, and finally, when after my graduation, that's when I started learning meditation. So all of my friends, like more than 70%, they all went to US for doing MS. I prepared for GRE, TOEFL. I topped in that, but people said when you go to US, you need to wash your own clothes, cook your own food. I said, no way. So I said, no US. Let my mom cook, let my maid wash. I am not going to do all those things. And I never been in hostel life. So I don't know. All my life I was in home. School to home, college to home, joint family, Surya Vamsham, I told you. So my life was that. So I didn't dare to go to US. All my friends are gone there. And there's a lot of job opportunities because IT was booming that time. But I knew this is not the right time for me to get into a job, but to practice meditation. Which again added a lot of pressure from the family. But 8 or 9 months, I didn't go to any job. I was just doing meditation. So when they forced me, I joined a call center for 4 months just for eye wash. Then again I came out. Finally I thought I need a career. So I applied, I got a job. So I joined as a tester, basically tester, because I know development is a big headache. But I am keen at looking things. So when you have to develop something, first you need to be a good tester. So that's why I became a software testing engineer. From there, Kumar Deepak, he was in Bangalore. So I asked him, is there any openings in Siemens? He said there is one. The next day I came here, 5 minutes, the interview was over. 2 minutes, the HR interview is over. So he was like, what's happening? I said, I'm selected. He asked me, what is the truth? Tell me. So I said, I came, they made me wait. So I meditated. I saw 2 astral bodies coming. I asked, who are you? They said, we are the guys who was going to interview you. I said, just ask me what I know. Same thing happened. It's not that I don't know anything. I knew, but it was very smooth. Because my purpose is in Bangalore, so things were very smooth. And immediately next month, I came to Bangalore. So I worked in Siemens for 4.5 years. Post that, I worked in Infosys for 5 years. After that, I was fed up with IT life because half of the time in the meetings, I don't know what they talk. We have to just sit and listen to see whether they call us or anything related to our work they speak. It was nonsense. And I hate routine life. So I was waiting for the right opportunity. That's when Pyraminds, IT company from the PSSM started. So I said I'll join. I was drawing more than 1 lakh in Infosys, but I was offered more than with 50% discount. I said fine, let me jump in. Then it was a great experience for me. A startup company with none of them are IT professionals, but I have to run an IT company with them. It was a great challenge. They're all meditators. That is another great challenge. So that ran for 2-3 years. Then finally I felt I need to be separate. I started Pure Minds organization. I developed a software for real estate. That didn't work out. Then I started teaching IT testing courses. That went to a level good. But again I started moving on. That's when I started another business of pyramids. This is my journey of IT.
So what you think is your purpose?
So my purpose keeps changing every year. That's what I was observing. When I was in Chennai, I thought I am born to translate all the materials from Telugu to Tamil, which I did. All the Telugu books of Patriji are translated. I was a sub-editor for Tamil magazine for 2 years. Along with my job, I did all those things. And one of the Madam Vijay Lakshmiji, she used to tell her life history in Telugu. I used to write in Tamil. We published a book. So I thought my purpose is to convert all the Telugu into Tamil. I landed in Bangalore. So I called Patriji and asked, should I continue the Tamil work? He said, no. Wherever you are, you focus on the local works. Then I said, okay, TK. So what should I do? I was busy there. All of a sudden, I am free here. That's when I met Anita and then we got married. Then I thought, okay, something I need to do here. So we formed a youngsters batch. We were doing meditation works. So we thought we have to go to schools and colleges, corporates to teach meditation. That is the purpose. I was doing that. Then we took up the Kannada magazine, which was in a very pathetic state. Nobody was there to manage. Me, Chandu, Anita, Vinay, of course. So we developed that. There I thought my purpose is magazine, Kannada magazine. Again, all the Patriji's Telugu books, we translated into Kannada books. Nobody supported, so Patriji said, you start your own publications. What is the problem? So we started Pyramid Dhyana publication. There I thought my purpose is to bring all the books into Kannada. That's over. Chandu vanished. He went to Pyramid Valley. I was left alone. What to do? Krishna came. He was there for some time. He left. I distributed all the books. Then we took over all the PSSM websites. Me, Vinay, of course, we did a lot of work. We developed it to a great extent. Balaji joined them. So we did to a certain extent. Then I thought Patriji said, your life you have to dedicate to websites. So I thought my purpose is websites. So I was doing that. After a certain stage, the websites got freezed. There's no development there. So that's when I started getting into this business and all this stuff. So now, if you ask me what is my purpose, I want to take the pyramids to each and every corner of the world. House, car, office, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, everywhere there should be pyramids, pyramids, pyramids. I want to make the whole world crazy of pyramids. So this is, right now I think this is my purpose.
So, can I conclude that you are working for Dhyan Jagat, now for Pyramid Jagat?
Both goes hands in hand.
I know, but you are focusing more on
Yes.
pyramids now.
A year ago, I was focusing more on pyramids.
Okay, why pyramids?
Because it is
Tell a
my
little about pyramids.
pyramids.
And why pyramids are important to the world.
The first and foremost pyramid which is found is in Egypt pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
When I went there in 2009 with Patriji and 92 people, when I sat and meditated, I saw how that pyramid gets energies, how that rejuvenation happens, how that energy reaches the world, and what happens below the pyramid, the earth. So then I understood the importance of pyramids. When somebody builds a pyramid, if a guy sits in the pyramid, he gets energy. If you put a pot of water, the pot gets energy. If nobody is there, what happens to that energy? The Mother Earth receives the energy. The Mother Earth gets healed. So when I said this, a lot of people felt relaxed. They said like, we have built pyramid, nobody is coming, we were worried. Now we are okay, good. So when we build a pyramid, because that particular angle is not human created, it's been given by the star systems. Nobody can even able to produce. Japan failed many times. When you build a pyramid, it changes the consciousness of the earth. Recently Patriji said, you doing a spectacular job. Through you, only because of you, a lot of pyramids are going and the whole earth consciousness is changing. I've experienced, I've seen through my eye. So I want, even the smallest tiny pyramids also works. Through Kirlian photography we can say, and the biggest pyramids. So every possible cost, every possible size, every possible material, I want to provide pyramids everywhere.
So what are you doing currently for that?
So currently I am running a company, because things has to be done in a way it has to be done legally, with all registrations, patenting, because I have gone through many experiences. So I want to do it in a very proper and systematic way of providing pyramids wherever they are in the world. Even if they want one pyramid hat, I am there.
How is it going? How would
So in India I used all kind of couriers, but during the lockdown, everything is closed,
yes,
except India Post. That's when I went to India Post, because that's the only choice left. Then I understood they are the beautiful and perfect guys. They got developed because Amazon started using them 5 years ago. That's when their systems got upgraded. And India Post is more reliable. They reach smallest to remotest village at the same cost.
Wow.
So in India, throughout India, I use Speed Post. And outside India, I am using FedEx Priority. 3 days, wherever you are in the world, 3-4 days, the pyramid will be in your hand. So that is two ways I send. People ask me to send by ship and other ways, which I don't do. These are the two modes of transport which I believe, trust. That's how I send pyramids.
Yeah, I know this is a very timely thing, because I remember from past 10 years, for those people who wanted to take pyramids in other countries from India, they had to allocate a certain part of their baggage exclusively for pyramids, because there was no service like this
Yes.
in those days. So I'm sure you must be making a lot of lives easy.
10 years ago, when Patriji's daughter Parimala came to Pyramid Valley, we were discussing about the e-commerce. I tried with many trusts, many people, nobody came forward to do this. Later I understood this is my purpose. So I love e-commerce. Anything requires passion, you know that. So I love e-commerce, getting the product, nicely packing, sending, tracking, speaking to the customers. I love that job. Even if the whole day I'll be sitting and doing with the same energy. And my energy adds to the product and it goes. And anybody has any complaint, I simply refund first or resend, because I know the pyramid has to go there. Each and every pyramid, tiny pyramid or bigger pyramid, is changing the earth. It will change the house, it will change the energies, change the consciousness. It has to go. And it's a great opportunity for me. So I want to do it in a massive scale.
But we know Ayyappa as a wonderful teacher who has taken thousands of sessions to various segments. So does this this work, does this make you busy, that you cannot allocate time for meditation teaching?
We always have time for everything. When I was walking once in Infosys, I saw Narayan Murthy walking. So I stood there, I was observing him. He and me, what is the difference? He is able to do so many things in a day, where I am just working for some small salary, not doing anything, not able to be creative. That was one of the sparks made me entrepreneur. So in a day I always do multiple things, because I love doing multiple tasks in a day, properly managing. I am good at it. So I get the orders, at the same time I order the products, raw materials, manufacturing, POs, billing. I learned accounting. I'm IT graduate, I learned accounting. I manage everything. I have a very small team of volunteers and 2 employees. They are very dedicated. So, and all are IT professionals, by the way. So, they know the system, the process. So, they do it very nicely and neatly. Making pyramid available to everybody is one of my goals. So, that I think I am doing a fair job, and it will expand over the time. And when it comes to the spirituality, during the lockdown, the first 1 month, no, everybody was like pause button. Nobody knows what to do. Everything came to still. That's when I thought, why can't I start sessions? So I went to YouTube, casually started for 21 days of English. I saw thousands of people attending. Then I made that 21 into 41. Then I thought, what difference should I do so people come? As I told you, I love people getting attracted to me just for attention and focus. That's where I can give energy, I can take energy. So I know Tamil, I know English, I know Telugu. So I started doing 3 sessions, which was a massive hit. And I never expected this will happen. And a lot of other country people, they started attending regularly. They all became vegetarian, they all became meditators. And then they became now teachers. They are started doing 41-day session. So I almost did for 9 to 10 months. Every day without a single break. 5 seasons, 5 into 41, 205 days. Without a single day of break, I was able to do.
Wonderful.
I definitely want to give a great thanks to my wife Anita. Without her support, I would not be able to do this because we have a kid, 5 years old. She supported me a lot. And of course, every person who attended, they all got benefited. I got enormously benefited through that. So there's always time for everything. If someone says I don't have time, for me, I hear it like I don't have interest.
One thing is you being very productive, you're a multitasker, and you're a teacher, you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur now. But you do all things with a lot of energy. I personally know you, the conversations and the aura, the energy. I've never seen you, you're always laughing, lasting, of full energy. And you're a leader material. I have always seen you. You induce a lot of energy into the team and you make them believe themselves. How do you see yourself going?
Someone asked me in 2004, what you want to become? I said, I want to become another Patriji. So it was a great joke that time. People laughed. But I don't want to become another Patriji, but I told yesterday even, he is a server, I am a client. Without any bypass, without any virus. So I know him, who he is. And after many lifetimes, we all are meeting him. And after this, I don't know when we will meet him again. So this is opportunity for all of us. So when he is there, things are very different. So this is a time for all of us to grow enormously rapidly. This is like a festive season where you can grab how much ever you want. So do maximum spiritual works. So that is what I know. I draw energies through my works. There's no work, there's no Ayappa. There's work, Ayappa is there. So I love work. And people who are near me, who work with me, they have to be workaholic. Otherwise, I don't know what kind of language I use on them. They will go like, why are you born? This is the question I ask. If they are wasting time, if they are talking nonsense, like, why are you born? What are you doing? Why are you wasting time? Do something productive, because we have to calculate every minute. And Patriji is my greatest inspiration. Because living Guru is a greatest inspiration all the time. I have seen many Gurus, but he is very accessible. So I love him a lot because he is the first guy who said, do whatever I ask. And he gives freedom. Nobody else gave me the freedom. My family history now. So that freedom I got from him. Everything, anything, go, do. So this is my spiritual journey so far. And it's going great.
Yeah, for those who don't know Patriji, what is he? Who is he?
Yeah. When I started meditation, only after 4 months I met him. Okay, so I was rushing to meet him. I don't know who he is, but I know he is a founder of a great society, and I have known about the power of this meditation, so I know definitely he will be a great guru. The first time I met him, so he said, tell about yourself. I said, I was previously doing Kundalini meditation, now I am doing Anapanasati. So he asked, what is Kundalini? I told him the entire process. That's when he said, you fool. I said, no sir, I left all those things. Then he said, I am teaching now everybody meditation. He said, okay. So that was the first verbal slap which I loved. Then whenever I meet him, I go and give shake hand. He used to give only one finger. And whenever he sees Vamsi, he will call Vamsi and say, hey, what are you doing? And he gives a full hand. I never understood. He only gives one finger, one little finger. He ignores me. I go and he don't talk to me. But I never felt bad. I know that he's doing something. I didn't understand his actions, but I was waiting. But in his presence, I always enjoy. Whenever he conducts class, he asks people to come forward. Because he expands his aura to the end. So everybody comes under his aura, so that energy, knowledge transformation happens. That I saw. And 2004 Hyderabad Dhyanama Yagnam is what the first time I came. Somehow luckily I got some permission from my home. So I came and meditated. After the first day of meditation, when I opened my eyes, for 5 minutes, whoever was sitting in the ground, everybody's face was like Patriji. I tried to rub my eyes, I see everybody was Patriji. Only after 5 minutes I came back to my consciousness. And then when I was looking into the stage of Patriji, I saw his aura was expanding. I was looking, oh my God. I couldn't even know how much his aura and energies are expanding. And his flute, everybody knows, is mesmerizing. And when he plays flute, I see the energies coming out from that. And whenever there is a musician who plays in the presence of Patriji, when they play music, he tunes that music, changes, correct it and send it to people. So there's no words to describe like how much he does. So once he came to Bangalore for a Bhagavad Gita session. So I was like taking a small camera recording. So when he was giving the session, he suddenly like closed his eyes, he said, and then he said something. I was thinking, whom he is talking to? What is that expression? I closed my eyes, I saw a small ray coming and I saw Vedavyasa sitting and he is channeling to Patriji. And I know what is channeling, but at that state, he is even correcting the person who is giving. I thought, oh my God. I didn't tell him this experience. In the break when he came, he asked me, how did it come? I said, very nice. He said, he gave this expression, how did it come? I said, it came very nicely. Then we both laughed. Nobody understood. He knows that I saw that. So people say he looks like Krishna, sometimes like Jesus, and more. Wherever he is, at whatever the situation, he channels that energy. Those people like astral body comes, walk in, they give and go. He is such a multiple mixture of all the spirituality together. If people have any smallest doubt whether he is a real master or no, I'll tell you one small way to go and check up. Look at his feet. Wherever he is, how much ever the dust there is, you will never find a tiniest dot of dust in his feet. You can look at your own feet, then you will understand. During Dhyanamaha Yajna, there is red sand, red mud. Still his feet will be pure white without any dust. How is that even possible? There is a guy called Suresh in Andaman. He told me this. From there I used to observe, yes. Then I closed my eyes to see what is exactly happening. Every foot he keeps, you will see astral master hands. That is Patriji. Do you need a third eye to understand him? No need. Just look at his feet. That's enough. There was a photographer, Kodandam from Tirupati. He used to take photographs of all this. He gave me a photograph of Patriji legs and he showed. So this is what Patriji is. So a small concept, like we live in a Milky Way. This Milky Way is again in one universe. There are many parallel universes. And every universe is again interconnected with the multiple galaxies. And for all these galaxies, there is a intergalactic federation. It's a council. So I went there once. When I went there, I saw Patriji sitting as a chairman there. And all the members who were sitting, I met Osho there, I met Lobsang Rampa, a lot of other masters, I didn't know the names. So I was there. So when he is the Intergalactic Federation chairman, which I saw, my own experiences, not read anywhere, nobody told me, there's nobody beyond him. So then I understood more about him. No Maya will ever take me because I seen the ultimate of what he is. So for me, he is everything. And whatever he says, it is for your spiritual growth. People think it is his own project he is telling others to do. No. He will always tell what you should do so you will grow. So it's a great opportunity for all of us. So understand, or the more you need to understand him, no need to surrender because there is no surrender concept in PSSM. He always says that. What is surrender? You don't need to surrender to others or his. Understand. In Telugu this is called Vishwasa. That's enough. Whatever he says, I do. Because I don't use my mind. When the server is there, the client doesn't use its mind. So I work that way. He channels the energies. I can always feel his presence. The biggest question what Torkom once asked is, when you are here, you are always in touch with Guru. But once you die or the Guru passes away, will you be able to be in touch with your Guru? This is the one question you need to ask yourself. And I say I will be always in touch because more than physical, I am in touch with him in astral, other dimensions. So he is a gift to the Mother Earth. And all the opportunities what we have, let us utilize, let us serve more so that we all can do a great job in his presence. So that's all I know about Patriji.
Wonderful. How did you meet your life partner?
Yeah. So there's a beautiful place. There's a beautiful place in the earth. It's a heaven. That's Pyramid Valley. There are many other pyramids came later, but Pyramid Valley is so special because all the pyramid masters' energies and Patriji's energy was totally poured here. It's a heaven. So in 2006, when I came to Pyramid Valley for a Dhyana Yagna, it was like no constructions there and the pyramid was partially constructed. So I met a girl and she was introduced by senior master. So I was behind her asking, what is your experience, what is your experience? That's when we became good friends. And after I left to Chennai, she called me, we were talking, we were sharing experiences. It was very good. And then next year again we came to Buddha Purnima. Somebody else was getting married on the stage. So I told her, next year can we marry? She said yes. So that's a short love story I can say. So that's how I became close, and the reason why I am coming to Bangalore is also because of her. So I told you, through Siemens I came here. Before Anita came in my life, there was so many choices I had. But only one quality I was looking is, I want someone who is much more dedicated than me in pyramid society. Then I can contribute more to the society. This is only one quality I was looking, and I got much more than that. And I am born in city. My ground floor was a lorry shed. So I was living in above the chemicals. I was in a city life full of traffic. She was born in a village. So that's a beautiful union. So whenever she comes, she speaks about the nature. I speaks about the city life. So it is her more of emotional body, mine is more of mental body. So the energies exchange of knowledge exchange is always great. So we both complement and learn each from others. The kind of that gratitude she has to Patriji is very great. I am trying to reach that level. So she is more surrendered, or more the gratitude she has. And I am doing all these works because of her. Without her support, I am not what I am. She takes care of the house, she takes care of the kid, she takes care of me, and she also does a lot of meditation sessions. We need a feminine energy to be balanced in the middle path. That's why we call samsara and nirvana. And she is my great friend. I always tell her, let's live like a friends. you don't stop me, I don't stop you, then the drama of family will start. So like there's no, I can say only 0.1% of some interference, it always happens, but 99.9 we are both support each other and we always care each other, and she is backbone, I can simply say, and as a great find for me. I was like looking at why she came into my life. Then I understood. I saw one of the past lives, 7 past lives from now ago, we both were husband and wives. But there she said this is truth, I said that is truth. So there we decided, let's go into sadhana, let's both understand what is truth, then come to the one point, and this is this PSS. So now for both of us this is one truth, and this is where our bond will end.
So you think that you got the best partner,
Obviously.
Anita?
Best find.
Wonderful. Tell about your kids.
Yeah. So when we got married in 2007, Buddha Purnima again in Pyramid Valley, it was a simple marriage, pyramid marriage. Got into the stage, tied the knots, flowers, then we left the stage. So a simple marriage, that's called pyramid marriage. Then we both sat and spoke. We both have a lot of thirst to spread meditation. Way back she was working in a civil company, she is a gold medalist. So I said, don't need to work, if both works, things may not go well, I am earning, so you go and start teaching meditation to all. For that, we should not plan the kids then. So we thought, Dhyana Jagat, at that time the target was 2012. So we said, okay, let's postpone all these kids things up to 2012. So next 5 years, let's dedicate to spread meditation. So we waited, and luckily in 2012, the whole society got an interval break, thanks to TV9. So we got that break, so we thought let us break the pattern. So we went, we proceeded, and she got pregnant. And when that pregnancy started, I saw heavy energies in the house. There's a great soul has walked in to her. She's a girl, I knew that. And then my wife is unable to bear those energies. So my experience back then was, even I started feeling like I am also pregnant, because that womb we both were sharing together. Such a high energy. In city you don't see small birds, but every day morning like 4 or 5 small birds come to the house, they chirp and go because of that energy attraction. So many experiences. And my cousin who lives in USA, she's my twin soul, she also is pregnant. So we know the 2 souls came from the same world. But the 7th month, suddenly her water broke, and we have to go to the hospital to check what is that. So they said a lot of complications. At the same time, my cousin also had the same experience. So it started 3 days before for her, and for Anita it started later. Every day there it started repeating here. It means that souls have decided to leave. So I try to speak, but they want to leave. So interference we should not do even in the soul level. Then that souls have decided to leave because they feel it is not the right time for them to be here, because their works will not happen because of the too much of negativity in the earth. So when I was in office, when she became, like, we took her to the government hospital, that's where they allow. So she gave birth, and straight away the kid went to ICU. It was like the doctor said everything is fine, after 2 days we'll give the baby. But day after day the complications are happening, and I know my cousin's baby got freezed. It is just there without life, and then it passed away. And every day what's happening here, when I tell her, she said, you are telling my own story. So when I called Patriji and said, this is what happened, sir, this is what the communication I had with the soul. He called me every day, Sampath, every day to check what is happening. Like, there are lakhs of people. Why is he calling me and checking? And that moved me totally. So he was asking what's happening. And one final day he said, take the baby home. Whatever happens, accept. So I had a big quarrel with the doctors, because from ICU they don't give to home. But finally we played a skit, and finally the kid came home. It stayed with us for 2-3 weeks. And I was in office. My wife called, there's no movements. So when I started coming back in the bike, I felt a small air passing, and then I knew that baby has come to me. So I started speaking to her what happened. She said, I am leaving the earth plane. I said, thank you, bye bye. Please leave quickly before other people start crying, because that load will pull them. So that soul left. And immediately the next 2-3 days Patriji came to home. Look at the kind of support he gives. And after that we don't know what to do, because we waited for so many years for a baby. Then one soul came and went. And you know what Patriji said? Even my first baby passed away, Baba. For spiritually enlightened people like us, this is a must and sure experience. He equaled me with him, which was a very emotional moment for me. I am not that great, but he equaled me with him. Sorry. So then we came to Pyramid Valley. I met Patri madam. She said, don't delay, proceed for second baby. And you know, the first trauma of a woman will be more. Then I said, I'll go with my intuitions this time. My intuition, I know that I need to go to Cloud9 hospital. So I went there. So when I was entering that hospital, I saw the futuristic vision. Anita is carrying the baby after 9 months, she is walking. So I told her, this is my vision, and never ever my visions go wrong. So always perfect, 100%. That gave her a lot of confidence. Then we proceeded, and then the baby is born. After the baby is born, I told Patriji, and the second day again he came home, he took the baby. I said, you need to give him a name. He said he'll give later. The drama went for 3 months. Whenever I ask, he thinks, and then he said, you're troubling me. He never used to give the name. Then once a lot of people came from Pyramid Valley to my home. There were around 30-40 people. That's when exactly Patriji called. His timings are so perfect. He said, I'm going to give a name. Just before that, all these events, I went to Krishnanandaji's ashram when he died, and that has walked inside me. Then Patriji said, your son's name is Amara, who is Krishnananda's Guruji. Then I understood. Still people had doubt, is that Amara, is this Amara? Krishna Priya, one of our meditators, asked Patriji, and he said that Amara is this Amara. So my Guru is born as my son. So that was Amara, all about Amara. So when he is born again, it's the first experience for us. People say polio, vaccination, this nonsense, all this stuff. So we said nothing doing. Put a pyramid and keep him under the pyramid. Until date, no polio, no vaccination, nothing is given. Taking that as an inspiration, all my friends, they did the same. All the babies are healthy. So he's my Guru, he's my friend, he's my son. So I always tell him, call me Ayappa, don't call me Dad.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now we have seen a different kind of year, 2020. I think that's the first time that anyone on earth has, such kind of thing happening, where the whole world came to a halt.
That's right.
So, and that's when something very new emerged and took a fantastic shape. That is PMC, Pyramid Meditation Channel. Tell a little about PMC.
Patriji knew this. I'll tell you a few incidents to tell you why he knew that. In 2019, PMC was formed and it became very strong. Because he knew in 2020 it's going to support, the earth is going to support PMC a lot. Because in 2020, when Patriji inaugurated PMC Kannada studio, Pradeep started that. He went to his house, I went there. So I told Patriji, by then he asked me to write 2 books on spiritual agriculture, which I completed, got released. I said, what is my next work? He said, are you going to eat me? You are like workaholic, always asking work. Are you going to eat me? I said, Swamiji, no. If I want to do work, you do. He said, take 1 month rest. Then you will never get rest. I said, why should I take rest? Am I not healthy? Am I not energetic? Why is he asking me to take rest? So I went home. Exactly 4th day, the government announced Corona lockdown.
Okay.
So he knew that. Anyway, we will be forced to take rest. He knew that. So that 1 month I was at home. Later, even until today, there is no rest. So he knows what is going to happen in the future. So he knows what PMC will do. If you ask me, from 2008, 9, 10, we used to take internet kits to Dhyanama Yagna, me, Balaji. with all the struggles from the trustees, there the low bandwidth with support from many people, we bring some internet to give live.
Correct.
We always wanted people to enjoy Dhyanama Yagnas, Buddha Purnimas. So we did whatever best we can during those days. I need to really hats off to Balaji, because he was a flag bearer of running the PSM YouTube channel from the day one.
Yes.
He's a lot of passion towards that video editing. So later we always used to think, why can't someone carry cameras with Patriji? One van should follow. I spoke with many great people. They all said it's all good plan but no budget. What about accommodation? There's always limitations that come. So, but I know, let us keep energizing this thought. Someday this will manifest. It's not just my thought. So many pyramid masters thought. When the right time came, Pyramid Meditation channel was born. In 2019 it started as a YouTube channel. So it was growing. When it became satellite channel, the mathematics changed. When you are in the earth, you get attracted by the gravity force. So you are bounded with the third dimension. When you go to the space, this earth gravitation doesn't work there. That's why you float there. From the other worlds, they are passing energy to the particular satellite that was telecasting PMC. So our videos go there, the energy from the other worlds touch it, and from there the prachara was going to everyone. So they are adding the energy in that way. So when they went for the third time the shares, that because of the satellite, that is when so much of energy from many masters came in, because that was a global work. So Pyramid Meditation channel, now nobody talks about PSSM, they all talk of PMC, they know. PSSM, okay, yeah, but PMC everybody knows. If you ask anywhere new people, they are all from YouTube videos.
True.
Such a beautiful team, Navakant, Anand, Nanda Prasad, and the heads of PMC, they are all like giants. When I was a little worried, how are they going to run PMC? But the moment I heard one name, Hanumantaraju sir, I thought it's perfect. Because I know him before. Many people asked me to get his appointment, which I never tried. So when Hanumantaraju sir, I said it is going to be perfect, no issue. And then that PMC Tamil started, Hindi started, Kannada started, everywhere there's PMC babies. Like in PSSM, one flower comes in, there'll be like a full garden of flowers. All PMCs, PMC Paima, these, that, everything started. So I always asked Patriji, what is my next work? He said, all works are yours. But now you have to work for this. This is what the clarity he gives. So for me, every project is same. I don't belong to, because born and brought up in Chennai, for Andhra, I am in Bangalore doing IT work, like as a multilingual. For me, everything, every language, everybody is same. I see everything as one pyramid. Okay, so recently Patriji called me and said, you have to become a director in PMC Kannada. I said, yes sir, why not? He said, you are a director now. Okay, let me direct something. And Pradeep is my good friend, so he wants me in the board. I said, fine. Now I don't know what to do. When they say yes, I jump. When Patriji show the finger, I jump. That's all I know. That's all I will do. So PMC Kannada is another great channel. PMC Telugu have already done the templates. They have done the shares for 3 years. They have done the office. They know everything. And Pyramid Valley is another great advantage PMC Kannada has. And a small studio at the city. After Andhra Pradesh, the maximum meditators are in Karnataka. And in India, after Gujarat and Rajasthan, maximum vegetarians are in Karnataka. So the meditation will spread like anything here. That is the future of PMC Kannada. So I learned Kannada, because my first house owner doesn't know any other language than Kannada. So it's a great opportunity for me to learn. So I was now part of PMC Kannada. And I see that mouthpiece. I am a trumpet player, so I know in the trumpet you have a small mouthpiece. You have to fit it, only then you can play. If you remove it, nobody can play. So that's a mouthpiece. Initially magazines were mouthpiece of PSSM. Later PSSM YouTube was a mouthpiece. Later the websites was mouthpiece. Now PMC is the mouthpiece. Without PMC, Patriji used to say the meditation will spread throughout the world. How it is going to happen? Through videos. Many years ago, one of the senior masters said, in future, everywhere it will go in a digital way, CDs. We didn't understand, now we understand. 10 years ago, the vision of a senior master, now it's manifesting. So everything is pakka planned. When the time comes, the sprout happens. So PMC is the future. PMC is spirituality. It's not one person's work. It's 30 years of Patriji's work and all the pyramid masters' energy. And yesterday he gave a statement, by 2022 all the money from the whole world will come to PMC, and from there everywhere it will go in a proper channel way. So PMC is the future, and I always wanted to do something for PMC. So when the shares came, that I stood, I know things will happen through me. I collected 40 lakhs and I gave it. Now again I got another opportunity to collect 25 lakhs for 25 CR for PMC Kannada. I know that will happen because we are not the doers. We have to just sit without thinking. That is the best you can do. If you just sit without thinking, things will happen through you. If you start thinking, it's a virus to you. So this is what I learned from Patriji, and I am great. It's a great opportunity for me to be a part of PMC Kannada in the board. PMC Tamil, they want me to contribute, yes. PMC Hindi, they want to contribute, yes. Everywhere, yes. Everything is okay. This is what I have learned from Patriji. And whoever see any PMC, okay, PMC is our AMC. Without PMC, you are gone. So PMC is the AMC for everybody. We buy AMC for everything. But for the soul, PMC is the AMC.
Well said.
So let's subscribe, let's share. Because after you die, when you go to Satyaloka, there are two checklists. Whether your experience is in PMC, whether you have bought shares, only then you get allo. So be careful, be wise.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Ayyappa. You're a gem in PSSM. You're an inspiration. And you spoke wonderful things about PSSM, Patriji, a lot of other things. And I'm sure we'll look forward for a lot of videos from you on various specific subjects. See you soon again.
Thank you, Sampath. It's always nice to be interviewed by you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Viewers, that was Ayyappa Pindi for us. See you soon again. Till then, take care. Please watch and subscribe PMC.